Once upon a time, in a rich and prosperous kingdom, there lived a kind king named Christian. Everyone respected and loved him because he was not only wise, but also clever. The king often tested his courtiers to see who among them was the most intelligent. One day, the king called all his courtiers and said to his royal treasurer, Oliver, "If I ever say the words very good in praise of someone, you must reward that person with 1,000 gold coins." "Yes, your majesty," Oliver replied. Among the courtiers was a very clever man named Jack. He thought to himself, "This is a golden chance. Why not create a situation where those gold coins come to me?" Since Jack knew all of the king's little habits, he planned carefully. One day, the king went out on a royal tour with his soldiers. On the way, he noticed an old man planting small saplings in his garden. The king stopped and said, "Look at this old man. He is planting trees with so much care, but by the time they grow and bear fruit, he may not even be alive. Why is he working so hard when he may never enjoy the fruits himself?" The king ordered his soldiers to bring that old man to the court the next day. When the old man was brought before him, he bowed and said, "Your Majesty, greeting. Why have you called me here? Did I do something wrong?" The king smiled and said, "Do not be afraid, old man. You have done nothing wrong. Tell me, how old are you?" "Am 80 years old, Your Majesty," the man replied. "And those plants you were planting yesterday, how many years will they take to give fruit?" The king asked. "They will give fruit only after 10 or 12 years," said the old man. The king asked again, "At your age, how many more years do you think you will live?" The old man answered wisely, "Your Majesty, death is like an uninvited guest. It can come any time. But looking at my health, maybe I will live for 2 or 3 more years." The king shook his head and said, "Then why are you doing all this hard work when you will never enjoy the fruits yourself? At this age, you should rest." The old man smiled and replied, "Your Majesty, in my garden there are many trees planted long ago by my father and grandfather. They planted them, and I enjoyed their fruit. In the same way, my children and grandchildren will enjoy the trees I plant today." Hearing this, the king was deeply moved and said, "Wow, very good." The treasurer Oliver, hearing those words "very good" from the king's mouth, immediately gifted the old man 1,000 gold coins. The king said, "Here, take your reward." The old man smiled and said, "Your Majesty, these trees will give fruit only after 10 or 12 years. But today I have already received their first fruit in the form of these gold coins." The king laughed and again said, "Very good, very good." Oliver gave him 2 more bags of coins. The old man had 3,000 gold coins. The old man looked at the king with joy and said, "All my life, I only heard stories of noble kings. Today, I have seen one with my own eyes. Very good, very good, very good." This time, Oliver gave him 3,000 more coins. The old man now had 6,000 gold coins. The king left happily. The next day, all the courtiers were in the court. Jack also came and bowed before the king. The king looked at him and asked, "Jack, Jack, where have you been all these days? Jack smiled and said, Your Majesty, I was with you all along. Did you not notice? The king was surprised. What, with me? But I did not see you. Jack laughed and said, Your Majesty, that old man you met yesterday, the one planting saplings, that was none other than me, in disguise. The king laughed loudly and said, So, it was you. Once again, Jack, you have proven that you are indeed the cleverest of all my courtiers. I truly admire your wit. Jack bowed humbly and said, It is all your blessing, Your Majesty.